Now, while this training is intended for the admin side of the house, it's good to be able to know what goes on when we need to create special bell groups. Now, for example, on the 7-minute warning bell, we need to identify which speakers will be sounding for that 7-minute warning bell. It may be only that we need certain speakers in certain classrooms. So that particular part of the puzzle is done by the admin side, and this video demonstrates how to do that one. We'll be able to go to the recipients area and click Edit Recipient Groups in order to create a new group. And then what we're going to do is assign this group to the right user ID so they can then broadcast to that particular group. So let's use as an example Subrato. So we'll scroll down to Subrato, and we see that the only two groups that Subrato has is Subrato All Speakers. There's 174 of them, and then Test Subrato, and there's one speaker in that group. It looks like there was a test being done at Subrato. So what we're going to need to do is create a Subrato group with just the speakers that we want in the 7-minute warning bell. Now, what we could do is start fresh with a new group with nothing in it and find the bells that we want to include, but the danger of doing that is you'll have to discriminate against which are the Subrato bells and which are the other bells at other schools. So one of the tricks that I do is I simply copy. I click the word copy on the Subrato's All Speakers, and I'm going to change the name of this to Subrato 7-minute warning bell. And since I copied an existing group, I can use the same settings that they had on the other group. So it didn't have a dial code and it didn't have a tag. So this is perfect. Now this is going to ring all the speakers, and we don't really want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Edit This List, and you see how these are all the speakers that are available, and this includes speakers at other schools. This is where it can kind of get confusing. And this is the speakers that are in Subrato. So what we're going to do here is we're going to remove the speakers that we don't want. You could do that by clicking one and holding the Shift key down, going to the very bottom, and clicking the last one. What that does is it selects all of the speakers. See how it selects all those speakers? And then what we'll do is, working with the school, they would provide us the speakers that they want to ring. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and, just as an example, Subrato High School A007, let's say that we want that to ring. I'm going to unselect it by holding the Control key down and clicking on it. Maybe it's the Subrato High School A013. We want that one to ring. And then we scroll down, and then we keep on looking for ones that we want to ring. Once we've unselected the ones that we actually want to ring, and I'm kind of working a little bit backwards here, I click Remove to remove everything else. And what we're left with is just those speakers in Subrato that we want to ring. Then I'd simply click Submit. Now at this point, I'm going to click Cancel because I don't want to actually save this. And the last thing that we need to do is, once we've created that group, we simply need to assign it to the user so they can use it. So I'm going to click on Admin, User Administration, and I'm going to click Edit Users. I'll scroll down to Subrato, and do you see this yes right here? That yes is under the column called Filtered. We're going to actually click on that yes. Alright. Now in this area, you can look at each one of these areas and you'll notice that some of them say, note bell schedule filters have no effect because the user is a schedule administrator. Those ones are overridden by the roles of the user. But under recipient groups, there is a filter in here, and we'll click Edit. And this filter will show what speakers, or I should say speaker groups, they can control. Notice that nothing is highlighted except for Subrato All Speakers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my Control key down, and I'm going to click on the Subrato 7-minute warning bell speakers. Now that gives Subrato the ability to access the 7-minute warning bell speakers and the Subrato All Speakers. Click Update, and we're done. Now Subrato will be able to use the training video on how to set up their schedules for the 7-minute warning bell and assign that to the right speakers.